What do I mean by Christian high theory and apologetic? Well, by the way, I'm a little indebted to Leslie Newbegin on this, but let me talk to you about this. When you and I think of apologetics, we tend to think of evidence for the resurrection or reasons to trust the Bible, and that's right. But if you go to the early Christian apologists, and by that I mean people like Tertullian and Justin Martyr and Irenaeus and Clement of Alexandria and Augustine himself and Origen, if you read their apologetics, they did definitely do some evidence. They certainly talked about the resurrection as a evidence for the truth of Christianity, absolutely. But what they did was they critiqued their culture. See, I'm afraid a lot of our apologetics, in some ways, are granting too much to our culture, because our culture says, look, we are objective and rational. And if you Christians will come up to our high standards of objective rationality, we would be happy to give you a hearing. So we have the standards, and if you will come up to our standards, we would be happy to give you a hearing. That's not what the early Christians did. They critiqued the standards. They didn't come up to the standards of the pagan culture. They critiqued the very standards of the pagan culture. Or the way Leslie Newbegin says, before you explain the gospel to the culture, you need to explain and critique the culture with the gospel. You need to say to the culture, your standards don't work. You're not objective. You say you're objective. You're not rational. You say you're rational.